The ranch is quiet, but hearts are restless. Whispers are spreading across Hudson like wildfire. Whispers that Amy Fleming might be heading down the aisle again. And not just with anyone, but with Nathan. Could Heartland's most beloved horse trainer really be opening her heart to a new future, years after Ty's tragic death? The possibility alone has shaken fans to their core. Is this the story of second chances, or a step too far? Let's dive into the heart of the storm. As Heartland Season 19 unfolds, one relationship has quietly taken center stage, catching the attention of longtime fans and stirring deep emotions. Amy and Nathan. It didn't start with grand gestures or obvious flirtations. Instead, their connection grew in the quiet spaces, through shared responsibility at the ranch, unexpected conversations, and an emotional understanding that seemed to deepen with every passing episode. Nathan, once a controversial addition to the Heartland family, has gradually become more than just a background figure. His consistent presence, calm demeanor, and sincere admiration for Amy have not gone unnoticed. In many ways, their connection feels like a slow burn, subtle, yet impossible to ignore. When Ty passed away, Amy's world shattered. Her grief was quiet but heavy, and for many seasons, she focused solely on raising Lindy and keeping Heartland afloat. Love was the last thing on her mind. But grief doesn't last forever. It transforms. It teaches you how to survive. And eventually, how to live again. Nathan entered during that transition, not as a replacement for Ty, but as a person who simply offered steady companionship when Amy needed it the most. What makes this potential romance so captivating is that it wasn't forced. The writers have shown restraint, allowing Amy and Nathan to grow naturally as individuals before even suggesting anything romantic. Still, fans have picked up on the subtle clues, the lingering glances, the soft smiles, the moments of vulnerability shared between them. These tiny fragments have built anticipation, and now, in Season 19, the tension is undeniable. Of course, not everyone is ready to accept this shift. For many, Ty was and always will be Amy's true love. Their bond was the emotional core of Heartland for more than a decade. The idea of Amy loving someone else, especially enough to consider marriage, feels like betrayal to some viewers. But isn't that the essence of powerful storytelling? To challenge emotions, to stir debate, and to explore the uncomfortable territory between memory and moving forward? Season 19 seems determined to walk that tightrope. On one hand, the show continues to honor Ty's memory with grace. His legacy is still very much a part of Amy's life, especially as she raises Lindy with the same values they once shared. On the other hand, Nathan offers Amy a chance to explore what it means to love again, not as a replacement, but as a new chapter. It's this emotional complexity that makes the possibility of a wedding so compelling. The town of Hudson, too, is beginning to shift. Friends and family members have started noticing the change in Amy. Jack, ever the wise patriarch, remains cautious but observant. Lou seems torn between protective sister and hopeful matchmaker. Even Georgie, from afar, senses that something is evolving back home. These subtle responses from the core characters hint that the possibility of a deeper relationship between Amy and Nathan is not only plausible, it might already be in motion. And that's where the questions begin. Is Amy truly ready to move on? Does Nathan understand the weight of Ty's shadow? And most importantly, could they actually be planning a wedding? Some fans believe Season 19 is laying the groundwork for just that. From Nathan's increasing involvement in ranch life to his emotional support during Lindy's writing milestones, the signs are all there. But is this connection real, or just a distraction from deeper grief? As the season progresses, every interaction between Amy and Nathan feels loaded with meaning. The suspense is no longer just about what will happen, it's about what should happen. In the world of Heartland, where healing and family are at the heart of every story, this new relationship could either be a beautiful beginning or a painful misstep. Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. This isn't just about love. It's about legacy, timing, and the courage to trust your heart again. As Season 19 digs deeper into Amy's emotional world, one thing becomes clear. Ty Borden's memory is not fading. It lingers in every corner of Heartland, in the way Amy talks to Lindy about her father, in Jack's quiet reflections, and in the silence that follows each moment of change. Ty wasn't just Amy's husband, he was her soulmate, her partner in healing horses and in building a life. So when whispers of a possible wedding with Nathan start gaining momentum, the natural question arises, can Amy truly love again? And if she does, is that love fair to Ty's legacy? This isn't just a storyline, it's an emotional reckoning. For viewers who have walked alongside Amy since the beginning, the idea of her moving on feels like turning a page in a book they weren't ready to finish. And for Amy herself, the weight of that decision is monumental. Every small step toward Nathan is shadowed by memories of Ty. The audience can feel it, in her hesitation, in her quiet reflections, in the way she sometimes smiles at Nathan, but then quickly looks away, as if pulled back by a memory too strong to ignore. Yet there's something undeniably honest about the way Season 19 is handling this. Amy's journey isn't about forgetting Ty. It's about finding space for something new, while still holding on to what was. And Nathan, for his part, isn't pushing. He's not trying to fill Ty's shoes or rewrite history. He listens, supports, and stands beside Amy without asking for more. That kind of quiet patience is rare, and it's why fans are divided. Some see him as a genuine partner, someone who might just be strong enough to carry the weight of the past without being crushed by it. Others worry that any new romance, no matter how carefully written, will never measure up to what Ty and Amy shared. The show's writers seem fully aware of this emotional tightrope. Instead of rushing into a new love story, they're layering it with care, allowing grief and hope to exist in the same frame. One moment, Amy is lost in thought while holding an old photo of Ty. The next, she's laughing softly with Nathan over something as simple as fixing a fence or feeding the horses. These contrasts build a powerful narrative tension. Amy is not choosing between Ty and Nathan. She's learning how to live with both the memory and the present. And that's not just romantic storytelling, it's real. Fans have picked up on symbolic moments too. A recent scene where Amy wears a familiar jacket while riding across the fields stirred emotions online. Not just because it reminded them of Ty, but because Nathan was the one riding nearby, not Ty. It felt like the past and present were colliding, creating a space where Amy must ask herself, is it betrayal to love again, or is it healing? Even Lindy, young as she is, has started to notice Nathan's role in their lives. Her innocent questions and playful interactions with him reveal the slow blending of lives. Nathan isn't trying to become a father figure, but his respect for Amy and kindness toward Lindy are undeniable. For Amy, seeing someone treat her daughter with such care may be the deepest form of affection she could ever receive. It's no longer just about romantic chemistry, it's about trust, safety, and shared values. Still, Amy remains cautious, and rightly so. Her heart has been through storms, loss, loneliness, rebuilding. Nathan may be the calm after the chaos, but love after loss isn't just about finding someone new. It's about believing that joy can return. It's about being brave enough to risk hurt again, not because you've forgotten the pain, but because you believe love is still worth it. Season 19 is slowly painting a picture of what that might look like. Amy isn't being pushed into anything. She's being offered a choice. And fans are watching with bated breath. Some are cheering for her happiness, even if it looks different than they imagined. Others are holding on to the past, hoping that any new chapter won't rewrite what Ty meant to her, or to them. So where do wedding rumors fit in all of this? Some insiders say that a major romantic turn is coming. Whether that means an official engagement or a heartfelt confession, one thing is clear. Amy is standing at a crossroads. And Nathan, he's waiting, not demanding. That might be the most powerful love story of all, not one that replaces the past, but one that honors it while daring to dream of a new future. As word spreads around Hudson, the air grows thick with speculation. The community that once rallied around Amy after Ty's death now finds itself conflicted, supportive, skeptical, and silently divided over the idea of her moving forward with Nathan. In a town where loyalty runs deep and memories linger like shadows on a prairie sunset, change is not easily accepted. And when that change touches the heart of someone like Amy Fleming, it becomes everyone's concern. Some residents whisper with excitement. They see Amy's smile returning, her spirit lifting. For them, the idea of a wedding isn't betrayal, it's healing. After all, hasn't Amy earned a chance at happiness? She's endured enough heartache to fill a lifetime. If Nathan brings her peace, if he helps her carry the weight of her past without trying to erase it, then perhaps he's exactly what she needs. These are the quiet supporters, the ones who don't shout their opinions but silently hope that love can bloom again, even in the most unexpected soil. But not everyone sees it that way. There's a subtle tension among the old friends, the longtime neighbors who watched Amy and Ty grow up, fall in love, and build a life together. To them, Ty's memory is not just sacred, it's permanent. The idea of Amy remarrying feels too soon, too final. It's as if acknowledging a new love would somehow erase the depth of the one she lost. Some say it out loud. Others just avoid eye contact when Nathan's name comes up in conversation. And though no one is openly cruel, the hesitation is unmistakable. Lou, ever the protector, finds herself torn. As Amy's sister, she wants to see her smile again, to see her strong and loved. But Lou also knows the weight Amy carries. The bond she had with Ty was rare, the kind most people don't find even once in a lifetime. Lou wants to support this new chapter, but she can't help questioning the pace. Is it too soon? Is Amy rushing into something because she's lonely? Or is this truly something deeper? Jack, on the other hand, watches everything in silence. His gaze is steady, his words few, but his presence speaks volumes. He sees what others miss. The subtle peace in Amy's voice when she talks about Nathan, the light in her eyes when Lindy laughs in his presence. Jack, who has known grief and second chances himself, may understand more than anyone. Yet even he seems to be waiting for proof that this relationship is more than comfort, that it's built on something real and lasting. And what about Nathan? He walks this uncertain path with remarkable grace. He doesn't push Amy, doesn't press for answers. He simply shows up, day after day, moment after moment. He helps with the horses, listens when Amy speaks, and stays quiet when she needs space. It's his patience that makes him stand out. Where others might seek validation or reassurance, Nathan remains steady, knowing that true love can't be rushed or demanded. It has to grow, slowly, in its own time. Still, the town watches, and the questions keep coming. Why now? What's really happening between them? Are wedding plans truly in motion, or is it just wishful thinking blown out of proportion? Even local reporters have begun circling, sensing a story that could shake the foundation of Heartland's legacy. A wedding involving Amy would not just be a personal event. It would be a cultural moment for the community, something that stirs emotions, memories, and even controversy. Social media buzzes with speculation. Some fans have begun theorizing everything, from Nathan proposing during a sunset ride to Amy secretly planning a ceremony without telling anyone. Every new episode is dissected for clues. A lingering hand touch, a look held too long, a tender moment with Lindy watching nearby. Each one fuels the fire. And while the showrunners remain silent, the tension only grows. But at the heart of it all is Amy, still navigating grief, motherhood, work, and now, the possibility of love. She's not naive. She knows what the town is saying. She senses the weight of every glance, every pause in conversation. But she's also stronger now. The woman who once crumbled under the loss of Ty is still healing, but she's no longer frozen in time. She's living, slowly but surely, and beginning to believe that joy might still exist for her beyond what was lost. Season 19 has masterfully built this emotional pressure. Each character, each storyline, seems to orbit around Amy's decision. And if wedding plans are truly on the horizon, it won't just change her life. It'll shift the emotional landscape of the entire series. The writers are walking a fine line between honoring the past and embracing the future. Whether that line leads to vows or heartbreak is still unknown. But one thing is certain. This story is no longer just about Amy and Nathan. It's about a town learning how to let go, a family learning how to support without judgment, and a woman learning that loving again doesn't mean forgetting. It means growing. As the story of Amy and Nathan continues to unfold in Heartland Season 19, the emotional stakes have never been higher. What began as quiet companionship has now turned into something undeniable, an emotional bond that neither time nor grief can dismiss. Yet, with every tender moment shared between Amy and Nathan, there's a storm quietly building beneath the surface. Because behind the possibility of love lies a question Amy must answer alone. Can she truly say yes? Nathan, ever respectful, has shown the kind of strength that doesn't need to be loud. He's not trying to rewrite Amy's history. He's trying to be a part of her future. His affection for Lindy, his quiet understanding of Heartland's legacy, and his willingness to simply be there have all become part of a silent love letter to Amy. But even the strongest love can falter if it's not met with clarity. And for Amy, clarity is elusive. Her heart is a battlefield, caught between honoring the past and embracing a future she never expected. Season 19 is no longer just about rebuilding the ranch or training horses. It's about rebuilding trust in life itself. For Amy, every decision carries the weight of memory. Every step forward risks breaking something sacred. And yet, life continues to nudge her toward the unknown. As the season progresses, fans have noticed her moments of hesitation becoming shorter, her smiles with Nathan lingering longer, but still, there's no clear answer. Privately, Amy wrestles with guilt, the guilt of possibly being happy again, the guilt of wondering if Ty would approve. She thinks of the promises they made, the dreams they shared. Even now, years later, she sometimes wakes up expecting to see him. That's the cruel trick of grief. It doesn't vanish, it just changes shape. And even when joy appears again, guilt is never far behind. But Amy is also a mother now, and her decisions aren't hers alone. Lindy is growing up. She's asking questions, noticing more, and needing stability. Nathan, in many ways, has become a gentle constant in her life. His kindness is never performative. It's genuine, subtle, and deeply felt. Amy sees this. She knows that if she opens her heart to Nathan, she isn't just giving herself a second chance, she's giving Lindy a future filled with warmth, safety, and love. Still, there are whispers of hesitation even within her family. Lou remains cautious, not out of jealousy or mistrust, but out of fierce loyalty to the life Amy once had. Jack remains wise and quiet, letting Amy find her own answers, never rushing her. Georgie, watching from a distance, wonders what this means for the family she once knew. Even Katie, young and observant, picks up on the subtle shifts in the atmosphere of the house. The writers have layered these emotional threads masterfully, letting the story breathe without ever forcing it. Season 19 doesn't scream for attention. It whispers truths, builds emotions, and asks the audience to look between the lines. It understands that love after loss is not just a plot twist, it's a journey. And now we may be reaching its most critical point. In a recent episode, a simple exchange between Amy and Nathan sent fans into a frenzy. It wasn't dramatic. There were no grand declarations, just a moment of shared silence, followed by Nathan gently saying, "I'm not trying to replace anything. I just want to be here, if you'll let me." The look on Amy's face, part fear, part hope, was enough to leave viewers breathless. Could that have been the turning point? Is the proposal already on the horizon? Insiders close to the production have hinted that a major emotional climax is planned before the season finale. Whether it's an actual proposal, a decision made in silence, or a heartfelt conversation that changes everything, one thing is clear. Season 19 is building toward a moment that could redefine Heartland's legacy. But for fans, the outcome matters less than the journey. They've grown with Amy. They've seen her fall in love, face unimaginable loss, raise a daughter alone, and rise stronger than ever. If she chooses Nathan, if she dares to love again, it won't be because she's forgotten Ty. It will be because she's finally ready to carry him with her as she moves forward. So, will Amy say yes? Maybe not with a diamond ring or a dramatic speech. Maybe not under a sunset or during a family dinner. But perhaps, quietly, through the way she lets Nathan in, through the way she smiles again, through the way she allows herself to live, she already has. Heartland has never been about the grand gestures. It's about the quiet moments, the unspoken love, the deep truths that live in between heartbreak and healing. If there is a wedding in season 19, it will not be the climax of a love story. It will be the beginning of a new chapter, one written in the same spirit the show has always honored, with authenticity, grace, and heart. Whether you're rooting for Amy to embrace love again or still holding on to the past, one truth remains. We're witnessing one of the most emotionally rich arcs in Heartland history. And as fans, all we can do is wait, hope, and trust the journey. Sometimes the hardest part of healing is allowing yourself to feel joy again. Amy's journey in Heartland Season 19 isn't just about love. It's about courage. The courage to face her past without fear. The courage to open her heart again when it would be easier to keep it closed. And the courage to believe that, even after devastating loss, life can still surprise you with something beautiful. We've watched her rise from the ashes of heartbreak, pour her love into Lindy, and hold on to the values that make Heartland what it is. Family, compassion, strength, and second chances. Whether or not she says yes to Nathan, the fact that she's even standing at this emotional crossroads is a testament to how far she's come. And maybe that's the real message Season 19 is sending us. That love doesn't always look the same. That sometimes it returns